So I was watching this, one of our clients inside of her Facebook group, and she kind of posed a question. What she excels in is showing people how to show up, and as they show up, they make more money. So what's so fascinating about that for me is that she said something she was dead on. You know, a lot of people complain about like why it won't happen, why they can't make it happen, why something's not working out, or the fact that they can't do X because of the fact that they don't have enough time. You know, I think when I hear people tell me that they don't have enough time for something, I literally want to throw up. I'm like, are you kidding me? We all have the same amount of time. It's simply like, what are we doing with the time that we have? It's 5 in the morning where I am, and I am on my way traveling. And it's like, truthfully, truth be told, we all have a ton of time. Like, I'm at the airport right now. Ta-da! I don't even know what airport I'm in right now, to be quite honest with you. But I'm in some airport. And here's that truth moment. We all have the same amount of time. The problem is that we don't use the time wisely, or we make excuses about the time, or we try to justify why we didn't get something done, or why we're not showing up, or why we're not learning the tool, or why we're not finding speaking engagements, why we're not calling customers, why we are not making memories with our kids, why we are not getting dressed in the way we know we should. Like, I tell you what, man, you know what happens? You know, you really want the needle to move, like you want the game to change, you gotta stop making excuses. Like, I find that excuses is like the #1 thing that kills everybody. Good morning, dear Colleen. I think excuses is like the #1 sucker of all people. It's the #1 thing that forces people to come up with reasons as to why they can't make something happen, as opposed to just allowing themselves the truth and suffering in the pain of the reality that they just weren't willing to do whatever it takes. Those who get 2 6 figures or 7 figures, or those that live in the city that they want, or those that build the life they want, or those that lose the weight, or those that, you know, I don't know what it is, they get to wherever it is. You know what one thing they have in common? They're willing to do whatever it takes. Like, that's it. They're just simply willing to do whatever it takes. So, like, that's that question from me to you. Like, are you willing to do whatever it takes? Like, are you willing to go the extra mile? Are you willing to, you know, calm your own biggest fears? Or actually, you know what, forget it. I don't even mean calm your fears. That's a lie. Like, are you willing to be afraid and still jump? Because if I can be at the airport at 5 in the morning, like, I really want you to see this. I'm not the only one. So clearly, I'm in the midst of other people who are doing whatever it takes to get wherever they need to go at whatever time of the day. The question is, are you willing to do the same thing? Like, that's my 5 a.m. question. With every bit of love and non-coffee and no jewelry in the world. Like, that's really the question at the end of the day. Like, look with me for a moment. There are other people who are taking the time, and you know, if you're one of those people who's like, well, you know what, I have a long list of things to do. It's like, what if we were to clear your list? Like, that's it. Like, if we cleared your whole list, if we cleared all the responsibilities that you had, if we cleared all the obligations that you committed to, if we cleared everything that you had, would you be willing? Would you really be willing to do whatever it takes, or would you still come up with more excuses? That's it. That's my 5 a.m. rant. If you really, really want to get there, step #1, stop the excuses. Stop allowing yourself excuses. Stop making excuses. And damn it, stop telling other people the excuses. And just jump into doing whatever it takes to get to wherever you want to go. It's just that simple. I love you to pieces. Onwards.